You know, our experience with riding is that we just like to do the challenging things. We like to try harder and harder things. That's what led us to 5 Miles of Hell in the first place. We heard it was the hardest trail anywhere. We heard it was the hardest trail in the United States. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's definitely one of the harder trails we've ridden.
The phrase 5 Miles of Hell has come up so many times, and every single time it comes up, it's like nerve-wracking. It makes me feel nervous, even though I'm like, oh, it'll be a long time before I do this trail.
5 Miles of Hell has always kind of just been almost like a status symbol amongst our friend group of riders. And it's a really cool accomplishment. It's kind of like running a Spartan race or doing a marathon. Totally sucks while you're doing it and you think, why am I doing this? This sucks. And in the end, you feel awesome and you want to turn around and do it again, even though it was difficult.
Consistently over and over, the most difficult trail because it's nonstop challenge for 9 miles.
And you feel good about yourself. You have a sense of accomplishment, some pride. The more people you meet in the industry, in the sport, in that area, you know, you go to Green River and go to the local bar, everybody there knows 5 Miles of Hell. There's a couple t-shirts on the walls. We've had t-shirts made. Obviously this one is the most recent one. It just says 5MOH.
So we've been riding for a long time, and every once in a while we have some wild ideas and we just decide to try it. And not too long ago, we had the idea that we should try 5 Miles of Hell on something more challenging than our regular bikes, and we thought it might be fun to try it on a pit bike.
I think this challenge was my idea to begin with.
This was my idea.
I thought my initial reaction to this challenge was I didn't really want to do it. I don't know, the idea of taking cheap pit bikes through 5 Miles of Hell seemed a little sketchy.
It sounds like a really, really good time. And the people that I've told that I'm doing it think that I'm crazy for trying it, and I don't really know why exactly, because I've never done the trail. They just are like, are you crazy? Are you nuts? Like, do you know what that trail is like? And I'm like, not really.
We took the $500 5 Miles of Hell challenge and kind of copied the concept from the Rocky Mountain ATV guys. Obviously that inspired us a couple years ago, and nowadays the reality of buying any kind of running motorcycle for $500 is long gone, pretty much. So I thought, well, we could buy pit bikes, and I thought if we had enough time, it would be cool to totally modify them, put bigger wheels, extended swing arms, upgrade the motors, things like that. Unfortunately, not very realistic. And then we kind of decided, well, what makes pit bike a pit bike? And we decided small wheels and a bigger frame and a small motor. Biggest wheelbase on a typical pit bike that we found was 14 on the rear and 17 on the front.
To prepare for this, it was fairly new. Just kind of had to go through it and tune it up a little bit, put some bar risers on it to make it a little easier to ride.
I'm trying not to watch too many videos, trying to like just get there and then experience it as it is and like not prep myself, because I've had a few people ask if I'm scared, and I am.
They're not that amazing of bikes. In truth, we're a little bit nervous that we're even going to get through the trail.
Unless you ride a little kid's bike better.
Well, that's not all the way, but What tools did you put in, Joe?
We didn't really know what to expect. You know, these bikes are underpowered, they're undersized, the suspension is basically just a spring.
It was definitely more difficult to ride than my normal bike.
The pit bike was more easily maneuverable as far as like short distance things because it's shorter. And
Although I've been over all these obstacles before, it's different hitting them on a bike that's too small for you.
So we were kind of getting used to being on these tiny bikes. Just funny because for me, it wasn't super tiny.
The night before our trip, we were up till 2 o'clock in the morning. We slept for 4 hours. We drove for 3 hours. We rode all day in the sun. We got sunburned.
It definitely made me want to go back down on my full-size bike. It's an exhausting trail, especially if you spend your day picking up your motorcycle.
Oh, well, that's that.